Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive, ready to unpack another fascinating topic.
Always. What are we digging into today?
Today, we're talking about influencer money. Like, how do these people on Instagram actually make so much money? It's kind of mind-boggling.
Definitely an interesting one. It's a question a lot of people have.
Yeah, and to help us break it all down, we're using Asia Monet Ray as a case study because, well, she's done pretty well for herself.
That's a great example, actually. She's got a pretty impressive following, but it's not even about having millions and millions of followers, which a lot of people think.
Yeah, we were just looking at this article from Net Worth Spot, and they estimated her net worth to be somewhere between $6.75 and $10.8 million.
What?
Yeah. Like, I don't know about you, that number kind of blew my mind a little bit. And she's got 1.48 million followers on Instagram, which, again, is a lot, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's not like she's up there with, like, the Kardashians or anything.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. It's not just about the sheer number of followers. It's about how engaged they are with her. Influence is really about turning your audience, however big or small, into a dedicated community, people who trust her recommendations and her perspective.
That makes sense. So it's like, how much are people actually paying attention to what she's putting out there?
Right, exactly.
Okay, so speaking of engagement, the article mentions that Asia Monet Ray gets something like 9,870 times more engagement than the average Instagram user.
Wow.
And her average likes per post are 22.65K compared to the average, which is only like 21.
Huge difference.
Yeah. So I'm thinking if I was a brand and I wanted to get my product or service out there, that kind of engagement, that's got to be like marketing gold, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's all about influence. Think about it this way. Would you be more likely to try a new restaurant if a friend recommended it? Someone you know who eats out all the time, posts amazing food photos, or someone who never goes out to eat?
For sure. I'd go with the foodie friend, 100%.
Exactly. And in a lot of ways, that's what influencers are. They're like that foodie friend, but on a much larger scale. They've built that trust and credibility with their audience, so when they recommend something, people listen.
So they basically become like walking, talking, or I guess posting, talking billboards in a way.
In a way, yeah, but it's more nuanced than that. They've cultivated a relationship with their followers, and that's valuable to brands.
So is that why those sponsored posts are worth so much?
Exactly. The article highlights how much a single sponsored post can be for someone like Asia Monet Ray. We could be talking thousands of dollars for just one post.
Whoa! That's wild. Thousands of dollars for just like one photo or a video.
It can be, yeah, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. There's so much more to influencer income than just sponsored posts. They've got brand deals, their own product lines, appearances. It's like building a whole empire off of their Instagram.
It's crazy. So it's like their Instagram is kind of like prime real estate.
It is, and that's what we'll get into next, how they leverage that engaged following to create a launch pad for all sorts of ventures.
So, okay, let's get into these other ways influencers make money. Because, yeah, the article touches on them, but I feel like there's a lot to unpack there. This idea of like building a whole business off your Instagram. It's wild.
It really is. So imagine this. Asia Monet Ray, she's super into fitness, right? She starts sharing workout routines, healthy recipes, maybe some motivational stuff, all on her Instagram.
Okay, I can see where you're going with this.
And because she's already built that trust and that authority with her followers, they're not just watching. They're engaging, asking questions, wanting to learn more.
Yeah, they see her getting results and they're like, I want some of that.
Exactly. So she decides, you know what? I'm going to create my own fitness program. Could be online courses, workout plans people can download, even branded merchandise like yoga mats or workout gear.
And boom, instant customer base. People who already trust her and like her style.
Exactly. She doesn't have to start from scratch like a lot of entrepreneurs do. And it's not just physical products either. Think about influencers who are into cooking. Maybe they launch their own spice blends, cookware, or land a cookbook deal.
It's like they're not just posting pretty pictures anymore.
Yeah.
It's like turning that influence into an actual business.
Right. And then there's public speaking. Someone like Asia Monet Ray could get invited to speak at events, conferences, you name it.
Sharing tips on building a brand, engaging with an audience. That's valuable stuff.
And those gigs, they can come with some pretty nice paychecks, especially for someone with her kind of track record.
It all goes back to personal branding, huh? They're not just selling a product or a service, they're selling themselves.
You got it. It's their story, their perspective that people are buying into. And building that brand identity, it takes strategy. It's got to be authentic, something their followers connect with.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it. We see these posts and it's easy to forget there's like a whole strategy happening behind the scenes. Like, it's not just random stuff they're posting, they're building a brand.
It takes a lot of work. It's easy to underestimate that.
Right.
Managing brand deals, creating content, engaging with followers, maybe even managing a whole team. That's a lot to juggle.
It really makes you see those sponsored posts differently. It's not just about getting a quick paycheck. It's part of a bigger plan.
Right.
And like we were saying, those posts are just one part of it.
Definitely. We've talked about products, speaking engagements, but there's more. Some influencers even cross over into more traditional media, like hosting, books, maybe even acting.
It's like they become their own media companies. They start online and take that and go everywhere.
Exactly. And that brings up an interesting point. When we talk about Asia Monet Ray's estimated net worth, those numbers, they only tell part of the story.
Oh, interesting. What do you mean?
Well, think about the influence itself. They can set trends, introduce new brands, even change people's minds about stuff. That's real power.
Totally. Like, I don't even know how many times I've bought something because an influencer recommended it or tried some new workout routine I saw on Instagram. They really do influence our choices.
They do, and that's something to think about as you're scrolling through your feed. Who are you following and why? What is it about them that makes you want to see their posts, listen to their recommendations?
It's not just about, like, liking a photo anymore. You're buying into what they're all about.
Exactly. And if you understand the money part, the economics of it all, it makes you look at the whole thing differently. It's a fascinating world, and it's changing all the time.
It really is. Well, there you have it, everyone. We took a deep dive into the world of influencer wealth. So next time you're scrolling, remember, there's a whole lot more going on behind the scenes than you might think. See you next time.